A Kiss for Mr. Gu Every Day. Chapter 1, The Runaway Bride. Hurry! Don't let her escape. This way. She ran towards this direction. Lin Xiaoxue, who was wearing a white wedding veil, furiously ran at top speed on her high heels. She turned into a long corridor without regards for where she was going. Several times, she almost tripped on her long wedding dress. Behind her, the sound of people chasing after her kept getting louder and louder. Their words scared her so much that her heartbeat couldn't help but increase yet again. Her snow-white skin was now drenched in sweat, which kept dripping down her face while running over her exquisite makeup. She picked up the hems of her dress with both her hands so that she wouldn't trip as she increased her pace again. She constantly turned around to check the situation behind her. She could see some messy shadows which were lengthening on the corridor's walls. They were coming. What could she do? What could she do? This 5-star hot springs hotel was incredibly large. It was maze-like to the extent where even the corridors were far longer than any that she had ever seen before. Although it seemed that she would be unable to escape, Lin Xiaoxue suddenly had a flash of inspiration in this dire moment. She bent down, tugged off the shoe on her right foot, and tossed it towards the garden behind the corridor. Her shoe fell onto the neatly mowed lawn and appeared quite lonely as it lay there. Right after that, Lin Xiaoxue continued running as if she had a limp due to wearing only one shoe. When her pursuers turned the corner, she suddenly dashed into a curtained hot spring room. The hot spring room was filled with dense mist. No lights were on in this room, so it was only illuminated by a few rays of light from a large lattice window that provided only a minor amount of lighting. A tall figure could be seen sitting at the far end of the steaming hot spring. There was too much mist to see his face clearly, but his features were definitely those of a man's. Judging from the man's supine position and how he was unmoving, he was probably asleep. And had he noticed her intrusion? The clear sound of footsteps came from the other side of the curtain. Her pursuers had reached this corridor already. Lin Xiaoxue gulped down her saliva, which tasted rather sour. She nimbly hid behind a screen on the left side of the hot spring. We clearly just saw her running in this direction. Where did she disappear to? Her shoe. She can't get far. She probably hid somewhere in the rear garden. Hurry and go look for her. Carefully search behind all the trees and fake rocks. Lin Xiaoxue carefully peeked out as she hid behind the screen. She could see some vicious-appearing shadows reflected on the smooth floor. She couldn't help but hold her breath, as if the villains outside this room would discover her if she breathed even slightly loudly. She carefully backed up, wanting to hide herself even better. However, her dress was too long, and she was tripped yet again. Plop! This time, she was unable to catch her footing, and she heavily crashed into the ground butt first. It hurt so much that she pursed her lips. Clack! When she fell, the high heel on her left foot made a loud and clear sound as it connected against the marble floor. A man's voice of suspicion could be heard outside the room. Lin Xiaoxue felt her head going numb when she heard this voice. The voice belonged to Ye Fan. He was pursuing her as well. Damn it. Lin Xiaoxue couldn't even be bothered with getting up as she supported herself on her hands and edged backwards, trying her best to put some distance between herself and the door to the corridor. The air was filled with the scent of her fear, along with a slightly raw and sweet smell. Did you find her yet? Yi Fan asked his subordinates who were currently searching the rear garden. Not yet, boss. This corridor leads to the hotel's main lobby. The guys guarding there said that they didn't see Miss Lin. She hasn't escaped. She must be hiding nearby. Yi Fan's confident tone made Lin Xiaoxue's heart tremble. She did her best to think up of a countermeasure as quickly as she could. Welcome to download Bravo Novel app to read A Kiss for Mr. Gu Everyday Novel full story online.